Hey everyone, it's Rob from Alliance RV. In this owner empowerment tech tip, I want to talk to you about your electrical system and a few things that you can check if you experience a power interruption. Now, the first thing to understand is that while your RV is very capable, your coach's electrical system differs from your residential home. A residential home uses alternating current or AC power, while your coach uses direct current or DC power in addition to 120 volt AC power to power some of those different components in your coach. Now, where we most often experience power interruption is when we overtask our coach's power capacity, which cannot take as much of the high demand as we do in a house. So for example, just the other morning, I was making coffee. My wife Yvonne was in the bathroom. She started to dry her hair, turned on the hair dryer, and boom, both the hair dryer quit and the coffee maker quit. Why did this happen? Well, those two components are on the same circuit. It popped the GFCI circuit breaker. So I knew what to do because I'm familiar with it. I went to the circuit breaker panel and reset the circuit breaker. And in this case, we only use one of those items at a time. So what I want to show you today is kind of just show you where those circuit breakers are, the fuse panels, and what to look for in case that happens. So I always like to start at the source, which is your park's power pedestal or the shore power. In this picture, I've depicted what normally is found in a RV park, where you have 50 amp, 30 amp, 20 amp outlets with their associated circuit breakers. So if you do have a power interruption, go out there, make sure your cord is tight, it hasn't come unplugged, and then also check and make sure that the circuit breaker has not tripped. If it has, go ahead and reset it, and that may be the issue. Next, let's take a look at your power distribution box and where the circuit breakers and fuses are located. Now, this will vary by your model, but they all look like this. In our case, this is a 370 FB, is right as you come in the door. And if you just push this, you open this up, and you can see here's your alternating current, your circuit breakers right here, and here's your 12 volt fuses right here. And this is the listing over here of what they are. In the case of the other morning, it was the GFCI circuit breaker right here, number 5, that had popped, or that had tripped when we were both using the appliances at the same time. And all I did was just reset the circuit breaker, and that took care of it. But as you can see, we've labeled this panel to help you locate the correct circuit. So just to review, the items that are protected by these circuit breakers are AC power, and the items over here are protected by the fuses or DC power. Finally, we often get questions about the ground fault circuit interrupter, or the GFCI outlet, with the test and reset buttons. On most of the coaches, this is located in the bathroom and has a small green light providing a visual indication that the circuit is powered. The outlets that are on the GFCI circuit are further protected by this GFCI. And a GFCI is a fast-acting breaker designed to shut off electrical power in the event of a ground fault, and as little as 1/40th of a second to protect you from injury or equipment damage. So if this GFCI outlet trips, I need you to investigate to see if it was something that you plugged in or there was moisture near an affected outlet, because the GFCI test or reset buttons will only work when there is power to the circuit. So you need to look back at your circuit breaker panel at the GFCI circuit breaker, and if you're unable to reset the GFCI, then you need to reset that circuit breaker at the panel. Well, that's a quick look at some of the things that you can quickly check if you experience a power interruption. You know, at Alliance, we believe in owner empowerment and giving you the confidence to address minor issues yourself. That said, never hesitate to reach out to our customer service team with concerns if you require assistance. I hope that this was helpful, and until next time, safe travels and happy camping.